How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is David Fritz, and in this video you're going to learn exactly how to write a killer bass line. We're going to do this whole tutorial in FL Studio, but even if you're another DAW user like Ableton or Logic, you can definitely translate this specific tutorial into your DAW. And as always, make sure before we start to like this video and subscribe to my channel to not miss out any tech house production or house music production tutorials, because 79% of all the people who are watching my videos, you might be one of them, are not subscribed yet, so definitely make sure you do that now. And let's get straight to FL Studio. Make sure you watch this whole video from the beginning until the end, because every part is important. We're going to go through mixing in the beginning, and also in the end we're going to write a bass line together, and you're going to know exactly and understand exactly how I'm writing my bass lines. The first tip, which is really important to write a killer bass line, is first of all choosing the right sounds and samples. This specific bass line you can hear right now is a preset on Serum, which is this one, the bass synth. If we now exchange this whole bass sound to something which doesn't match it, it's gonna sound really bad and it's gonna sound boring and something is gonna be off. Nah, I don't like this, this doesn't sound good to me. Where are the low mids? Choosing the right sound and sample is already 80% of how exactly your bass line is going to sound like in the end. If you're now, for example, choosing the wrong kick as well, that can also make it sound really weak. And now also the volume is very important. If you, for example, make the kick way too loud, or the bass line or the sub bass is too loud, it's going to destroy the whole balance of the mix. And then at the end of the day, when somebody's mastering your tracks, they're not going to get it as loud because you made your kick or your bass way too loud. This is definitely one of the mistakes I did in the past. For example, like this. Even though it sounds quite nice because you have this feeling that you're in the club system right now, it is not good for mixing and mastering because you want to create a balance, and if one of the elements is way too loud, it's going to destroy the balance. By the way, if you are now interested in learning house music production more in detail, I'm offering one-on-one coaching sessions with all the people who want to know more about house music production, tech house, mixing, mastering, music theory, whatever you want to improve on, because I can imagine that it's quite difficult to watch all the YouTube tutorials and try to improve as much as possible, but the progress is really slow and you need someone who actually can guide you through the whole process, who's done this himself. And that's exactly why I'm offering those one-on-one coaching sessions. To know more about this, go in the link in the description and message me private over Instagram. We can talk a little bit about your goals and see exactly what we can do and how I can help you with achieving your next music production career goals. So now let's delete this bass line here and let's write a completely new bass line, okay? So we're gonna start very slowly with the most basic bass line pattern, which is this one here. So as you can see already, there's a bassline note playing every single time the kick is playing, and also when the hi-hats are playing. Which sounds already quite nice, but it's pretty basic. Now let's work a little bit with the offbeat, which is more an advanced bassline pattern. So we're gonna put the bass note not on every second beat or a bit in between beats. We're gonna put it just 1/16 before the kick starts again, which is gonna create more of a bouncy vibe. By the way, if you want to get this specific templates where all the channels are already assigned, the drums, 1, 2, the rim shots, hi-hats, all the automations for example, the drum bus, everything is assigned in the right colors. There's also master automation here on the lower. I added a few ones for this specific track, which is going to come out in February very soon. On the mixer channel, there's all the channels already assigned with all ready to go mixing and mastering chains as well. Vocal, my personal vocal chain, there's already high pass, low pass filters in there. To get this specific template, go in the link in the description now and purchase this template for under $10 on tunebed.com. It's going to save you heaps of time. You're not going to have to load up every single time all the plugins and put a high pass, low pass filter. It's definitely a smart idea to do this. Let's change it up now a little bit because this bass line is just in the same note. We want to create a bit more of a variety, so let's change a little bit the nose. The reason why I'm pitching it up obviously is because we cannot really hear which notes we're playing here, and especially if you have like a SOUNDCLOUD playing and you want to make sure that it's in the right key, that's exactly the reason why we're pitching up, to hear it exactly better. So the goal from this whole video is basically that you are playing with the notes and you're playing with the timings. What is also really important is that you are getting a right groove. So that's exactly what we press Command A to select everything. And then we're going to press Option Q. And that's going to open this little piano roll. And then you have a little presets here. You can go, for example, on grooves, and then you can have like a swing 50%. And then as you can see, the more you play with the start time, the more it's going to remove the notes from the grid. So it's not exactly on the grid, it's a bit off the grid, which is going to create a bit of more groove, a bit more like variety again. Sounds already really good, right? Let's get into mixing now a little bit. I'm not going to go very much into detail because I'm going to go record a whole new video for this, but let's go a little bit into the most important things, what I usually always do. So on the bass channel here, I have the LFO tool, which is already in this kind of setting, and then I'm playing usually a little bit with how much of the volume of the bass should be ducked down every single time the kick is playing. What is really important as well is that you put this rate on 1 to 4, which means every bar is using its power 4 times. Well, that was perfect English. There's another whole video where I'm explaining exactly how to mix the kick and the bass relationship perfectly, so definitely check out this video right now. It explains everything very much in detail, but this is exactly how I'm doing it. Now it depends on bassline to bassline. This is where you have to listen to your ears. Sometimes the bass has too much low end, and then you need to cut away from the kick a little bit the lows, or like add a low shelf filter. In this case, I had this feeling that in this track, the kick needed a bit more frequencies on top, for example. If, for example, the bass line has the same problem, you can, as you can see here, I cut away a little bit the low frequencies, the low frequencies, and I added a bit on the low mids. The reason why I'm boosting this is because when you listen to your tracks in JBL speaker or your phone speakers, you cannot hear the sub-frequencies. That's exactly the reason why we have to boost the mids. But it depends on bassline to bassline. If you have like a bass line which has a soul wave already and it's a very low mid dominant bass line, you don't need to boost it because you can already hear it. So it definitely depends on it. And sometimes as well, I'm cutting away from the top a little bit of information, but this is really pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Like it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.